I sound okay?
You do indeed. Hello and welcome everybody to this fantastic interview with the lovely Cheryl Bernstein. If you are catching us on the replay, as I know quite a few of you will, because I know fellow Brits, this is now travel time. But if you are catching the replay, do feel free to pop some comments down below, and I will make sure that we've got all the links up on screen during the interview. So Cheryl, introduce yourself to everyone.
Okay. Well, good morning from Los Angeles, where it is morning. It's like 9:45 in the morning. I know it's like in the evening in England right now. I just love how we can be international like this. So they call me the creative muse because I creatively inspire and motivate and help other entrepreneurs, spiritual, creative entrepreneurs, to really express themselves and get their visibility up and out. Up because I use the law of attraction, and out because I know how to help them with video, help them with their online, everything about them. It's like a holistic approach. It's everything about them to help them feel confident and to feel clear and to really step up and step out to show themselves. Because as you know, you got to be known. People have to know what you do, and they want to know you. They want to know you. I really believe that they want to, unless they're just buying some product, on just like a doodad. But I think they want to know if you're a coach and you're somebody who they're going to work with. I think they want to feel you. They want to get you. And so I help coaches and entrepreneurs do that. I call myself the spiritual and creative coaches coach. And
that is fantastic.
My background is in showbiz. I just wanted to say that. So that's where I get all my know-how of video and performing and, putting that sparkle at full sparkle. Put the full sparkle.
Because your background is incredibly interesting, isn't it? Do you want to share a little bit about your background and where this all came from? Because we're going to talk about your gift for the giveaway in a little while, which is connected to video for everybody watching. But Cheryl, dive into telling us a little bit about your history, because it's amazing.
I have had a magical life. I really have. And I'll tell you why. I just followed my bliss. I followed what felt like the next right thing. And the more I said yes to things, the more another door would open and somebody would invite me. So I started way back at a little sort of Disneyland-esque theme park. That's kind of where I started in summers from college. Actually, it started before that when I went on tour in the 3rd grade to tell the story of Little Rabbit Fumf Fumf. I was sent on tour. But then I worked at this theme park, and it was kind of the beginning of my loving to do a variety of things. Because I played Snow White. I was the magician's assistant in the Golden Nugget Saloon, ta-da! And I was also at the cashier booth where I handled more cash than I ever have in my life. It was before credit cards were really the thing. Just money, money, money. So it was sort of an entrepreneurial beginning. Played the music for Tarzan Zerbini and his Lions and Tigers in the Big Top. I started the show. And then I moved, I got a job at a radio station because I just sent my photo and I wrote on it, "My face wants to work at your place." The program director said that's why he called me in. So that was the beginning of really doing visibility, just saying this is what I want. So I worked at the radio station, moved up to a bigger station. This was in Buffalo, New York, where I'm from. The small station, I did everything: DJ, news, wrote commercials, sold time, sold commercials. It was so much fun.
That is fantastic. And I was going to say there, the way you approach the radio station, how you got your foot in the door is amazing. And this is the thing, is so many people online forget that sometimes you've just got to be a little bit cheeky and be a little bit, I'm here, and just show up as you, with that personality. You're just saying there, and it reminded me of, I was talking to JD Adams yesterday, and he dropped me a message and he was saying, oh, you're going to laugh at this. I emailed Mark Cuban and told him, well, I actually urged him to run. Yeah, and he was urging Mark Cuban to run for the presidential election, and he's saying, make mental health a major issue. And I'm gonna, I'm gonna just write all your copy for free. I'll work for free if you do it. So he sent an email titled "The Presidency of Mental Health" to Mark Cuban, and obviously, he's a little bit like me. He does a little bit of spy tracking in his emails to make sure that you get them and you read them. And he was saying to me that literally Mark Cuban opened this email within minutes.
Whoa.
And had already read it a couple of times when he was messaging me yesterday. I was like, oh my gosh, that is amazing. Wow. And that's what your story just reminded me of there. I was thinking, okay, that is, it's that getting your foot in the door and finding a way to stand out, isn't it, in this industry, and being that visible person.
And saying yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's where, I was at my radio station in Buffalo working with DJs, and the afternoon DJ went and did stand-up comedy at a little club. And the way things work, I was the voice, kind of the woman voice in Buffalo of commercials. Here's how the little bing, bing, bing works. And people have to just, like you said, step out and then see what happens. The local paper wrote an article about me. It was like, who's that girl behind the voice? Because my voice was heard a lot. And in the article, he asked, what else do you think you want to do besides doing this? And because I had just seen the afternoon DJ do stand-up, I said, well, I don't know, maybe stand-up comedy. The producer of the show read that, called me up, invited me to go on stage. And I had never done it. But I said, yes, okay, better write an act. Went on. I was the only girl. Often I'm the only girl in whatever the thing is. I went on, and that was great. People liked me. And then somebody who was from Buffalo, living in LA as a comedy writer, came back to visit his family, went to the show, saw me, said, you should think about moving to LA. You're really good. Women comics are just starting. I had never thought of LA. I thought maybe New York because it was close, close to Buffalo. So I went for a look-see, and while I was there, I auditioned at the Comedy Store, and I got accepted. I met with a funny comedy radio producer. He put me in his troupe because he needed a girl like me. I got an agent all in this one trip. So I moved to LA, have had a career in showbiz, doing voiceover, radio and TV, and film, and had a radio job, a radio gig on a big station. And then somehow an email from Christy Whitman came across my desk. She's a law of attraction coach. And this was before I knew how emails worked and how, lead magnets worked. But she offered a free training in the laws of the universe, which I thought, that's cool. And I signed up for it, as we do, and learned. And along the way, she offered some free coaching. I didn't even know what coaching was, but something in me said, oh, do that. So I got free coaching. And after my first session, I felt so amazing. I said, I want to do that. I want to help people feel like that. So I went to coaching school, got my law of attraction certification. And it was all, you see, bing, 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 just things happening, things. And here I am, a coach, and I've combined what I have done, the showbiz, with the law of attraction coaching, because everybody, I'm sure with a lot of your clients, a lot of it is the inner work. It's the inner game.
Oh, yeah.
And so I get to do the inner and the outer, the software and the hardware, the mindset and thinking up is what I call it, as well as here's the equipment. Here's how we do this. Here's how we get on camera. Here's how we do the tech, so it's really a wonderful combo. And that's why I'm the creative muse. And that's why
it is an amazing story that you've had. I mean, what a fantastic, just like you say, bing, bing, bing of everything coming together for you, even on that first trip out to LA. And I'm a huge believer, I know when we first spoke, way before this interview, but I'm a huge believer in big flashing signs in life, and you have opportunities you're supposed to seize. There are a few you're supposed to learn from. And if you don't follow those flashing signs, they just get bigger until big shifts happen, because there are certain things you are meant to do. There are certain things that are meant to be coming towards you. And I think in business, we often forget that. And when we're online, we often forget that, because we take those connections so instantly, don't we? In a way that, we connect on Messenger, we connect on Facebook, LinkedIn, and all of a sudden those connections are very different. I mean, what's your take on that?
The connections,
Yeah.
you mean connecting with people? Connecting with
Hmm.
people and well, I believe it's a relationship business. It's
Hmm.
totally a relationship business. I'm sure you can feel the difference and the viewers can feel the difference when someone kind of just contacts you when they've got something they want from you, or they want to sell you, or the difference between a real relationship that most of my best relationships came from me giving first and not
Hmm.
not as a tactic, just because I wanted to, because I do this thing and I can help and because I love being with people. I love working with people. I love having sessions because we work
Hmm.
together. So the messaging and the answering and the emailing, I really think is to form a relationship first
Hmm.
and to find out where somebody could use some help of whatever our gifts are and to supply that and to do that. But mine, I always like everything to be fun. I like to,
Hmm.
things to be fun. I love, and the thing I love the most is helping somebody who thinks they can't do something or thinks they shouldn't do something or they could
Hmm.
never. And if we work together and they then blossom and they show themselves, especially like in video, I can see oftentimes people feel, I don't want to go on camera. I'm not going to be good. They play the
Hmm.
comparison thing where they see maybe movie stars. You can't compare to that. There's lighting and makeup and you can't do that. But they may feel that they just can't do it. And if we my goal is for them to have a video that they love, that they look back
Hmm.
at and say, "Ah, I'm pretty good." Not me, them, but they're saying to
Yeah.
themselves, "I'm I'm good. I like this. I can't wait to show this." That's my goal. And also to
And
help yeah, to help them just blossom.
and this is the thing, isn't it? So many people come online and they have got so much to give and they've got such a message to share. And video is a key part of that. We live in this world where we stream. I mean, the other day, a friend dropped me a link and said, "Go check this out," because they know I adore virtual events. And it was all actors from all over different shows, almost having like a comic con, but streaming it online. And I was watching a couple of them thinking, okay, some of you didn't look very comfortable on camera, even though you're actors. And part of that is because we can't see the people that we're talking to. Oftentimes, all we can see is this little number pinging up, and you kind of see it flicker away as people, scroll down, they see a bit of stream, then maybe it's not for them right now, so they ping off. And you see that, and it can be very off putting. And I think people need to just get comfortable, embracing the fact that we need to do it scared, because there's never going to be a perfect way of doing video 100% your first couple of times. And I also think that people just, certainly from my background, people often say to me, "Oh, you're good at listening to yourself." And it's not. You learn, and you'll have found the same when you're talking to a camera, when you're being recorded. You learn to hear your own voice, whether you like it or not. And it's how you sound that can be so off-putting for people, as well as the visuals. I mean, what do you think in terms of video for that?
Well, I do think good audio is just as important as good video. It really
Hmm.
is. People often, if they have not recorded their own voice, do I have a big, like, smear of eyeliner here?
No, you're fine.
'Cause I'll tell you, yeah, I was putting on my eyeliner and, this is a little aside, the stick broke while I was putting it on. Does that ever happen to you? It just, like, little piece came anyway.
As we discussed before we came on air, I'm looking incredibly pink because I've been sat in the sun all
You
day.
look so healthy. I look all white. See, we're even, like, looking at
Yeah.
ourselves and going, "Hey," but back to the audio and video. Yes, it is something that you get used to, and, it's so interesting because 'cause I'll hear, women especially say to me, "I don't like my voice," and I'm like,
Mhm.
I love your voice. I love your voice. I think that it's surprising because you're used to hearing yourself in your head. So when you hear
Mhm.
yourself recorded, it might be surprising. But everybody is, I think, wonderful because they're them. They're unique.
Mhm.
And it's really not, it is the sound of your voice, but it's really the heart of what's coming through you and the
Mhm.
connection that you're making that is the, I think, the essence of video. It is all about light, it is all about sound, that's what it is, and the thing about being, it is difficult to talk to nobody. It is
Mhm.
difficult to talk to nobody at first. I've got it I mean, I have a big imagination, and from doing voiceovers for years and years and years, which is you are speaking to no one, but I'm
Mhm.
speaking to, in my head, the ideal client for that commercial. I'm speaking to them.
Yeah.
Even if I was in a studio with, um, engineers and directors and producers and clients behind the glass, they're in the control room,
Mhm.
and I'm in the big studio with the mic. I'm not talking to them. I'm
Yeah.
talking to the imaginary person in my head. So it does take a little doing to imagine who you're speaking to, and that goes back
Mhm.
to being very clear about who it is you're speaking to. Who are you
Precisely.
speaking to? And what do you want them to feel? What do you want
Mhm.
them to then do? There's
Mhm.
a whole bunch of backstory that goes on, I think, that will help somebody make a great video. It's being really clear about who you're speaking to, who you are, what you offer, and where you want to, what little path do you want to take them to help them with whatever their transformation may be. So there's all that. And yeah, I agree with you. It's difficult at first for somebody to talk to nobody
Mhm.
and to
Mhm.
first hear themselves, but it is just getting used to it and watching back and hearing back and listening,
Mhm.
not just with your ear, but kind of with your heart. You listen with
I
your
love
heart.
that. I think it's so easy to forget to listen with your heart to yourself and to the way that you're communicating. I know, way back, I used to hate, I've got a very northern accent, and as many people have told me since my teenage years, I have flattened it. I have got a lot more of a London accent now, but
What would a
way
real
back when,
northern sound like? Can you do real northern?
I'm trying to think of something to say. I'll try and think of one as we're
Would you like
talking. I
a
should.
spot of tea?
It's quite a broad Yorkshire kind of northern kind of Newcastle accent. It's quite a heavy accent. It can be very hard to understand. And
Oh,
when I was working in film and TV, one of the elements was that you had to be able to make the people that you were working with understand you,
yeah.
particularly from a production aspect. So it was about softening off your accent. And I hated listening to myself on playback. And one of the things that I had to do, I was in a particular show, and I kept having to get in front of the camera and do various elements so that we could set the scene before we brought the actors in, because we had quite a few of the larger name actors who didn't necessarily want to work their own scene for setup. And I would pop on and I'd do various bits and pieces, and then I'd pop off and watch the playback. And I used to find it so frustrating, that it almost kind of made my brain itch a little, because I was just, oh, that's me. It looks like me. I didn't know I looked like that. I didn't know I sounded like that. And it was something that I think you learn to do. And the more that you do video, the more that you learn to accept the person on camera, the more
Yep.
you learn to accept the way you sound. And a trick for anybody who's watching who's thinking, Cheryl, that's great, but I don't have your imagination. I found, particularly when I was struggling a lot, and there was a point, about 4 or 5 years ago now, I'd had a huge issue with one of my businesses. I had a lot of money stolen that had really damaged my confidence. So appearing on video, the side effect of that for me on video was I struggled to talk to people. So what I did was I sat and made a kind of little person, almost kind of, scissors and craft glue, made this little person that I could pin up here on top of my camera so I could
Exactly.
talk to them. So I could kind of have that visual. And it meant, top tip again for anybody watching, is if that is you, do focus on that, or put something there that you can focus on. nowadays I have a little word, I have the privacy flap on my camera, and I have a little word on there that helps me keep focused. Because I think when you are doing video, the most off-putting thing is when you see all of the kind of flickers there of how many viewers there are, or you see the kind of likes and loves. And I love it. You know, do feel free to shove some loves and some likes in the comments here and react
Oh,
to the
can they
video.
do that? Can they
They
give us
can
hearts?
indeed.
Give us
They can
hearts. I
indeed.
love a flurry of hearts. You know, that's something I actually sent to my people, my email list. When I was talking about a good way to talk to nobody, I sent them
Mhm.
a little picture of me because I always say, picture somebody who loves you, who thinks you're the bee's
Yeah.
knees, who
Yes.
loves what you say and talk about
Mhm.
it. And I said, that would be me. And I gave them a little picture. I said, cut this out and put me on your right
Yeah.
next to your lens, not over the lens. Don't put it over the lens,
Mhm.
but right next to the lens. And that
It
way
helps.
it helps to have a person. It also helps you to focus your eye on the lens because often people will make the mistake of watching themselves, which is what I've been doing
Mhm.
during this interview because I want to look at you. Because, you know, if I'm looking here, I'm looking at the
Mhm.
lens right now. I'm sure people can see
Yeah.
the difference. And here I'm looking at you. Um,
Mhm.
but you do want to look at the lens and putting a little person or even a little star, but
Yep.
make it a picture of a person that thinks you are the best ever and loves everything
Mhm.
you say, rather
Absolutely.
than the
You've got
judge
to.
and jury, rather than the jury that people often put up there. There's often a
Yes.
jury in their head going on back here, like, "Oh, I don't know if I
Mhm.
look good, I'm not saying it right, and they're gonna think I
Mhm.
don't know," and all kinds of which is natural, I have to tell you,
Yeah.
natural. So
And
natural.
that's the thing about using tools like this as well, isn't it? I mean, we're broadcasting here on StreamYard. I often use a lot of different technology, but when you are using technology like this, you're not susceptible to all of those distractions that are on screen reacting. So, for example, the first time I did a Periscope, I've got to admit, even I freaked out because I could see all these bubbles of hearts coming, and then I talked about my next point, and there was no bubbles of hearts, and the same viewers were there. And even though we know people are listening, they're engaged, they just maybe don't love that so much. It suddenly felt very lonely, and because I stopped seeing that happen, it then put me off, and I kind of lost my stride. I was like, oh, what do I do? And it's finding ways to cope, and this is the thing. You obviously you're taking part in the Scale Up and Grow giveaway, to which I am very honored to
Beautiful
have you.
giveaway. By the way, everybody, if you have not opted in, it is first of all, gorgeously put together by Lindsay, beautifully put together. So many wonderful gifts to help you scale up and grow. And I'm proud to be a part of it. It's really a wonderful thing. I wanted to just say something about the reacting to hearts or no hearts
Mhm,
or reacting to that's something that people often say about talking to no one, that they don't have energy coming at them to help fuel
mhm,
going forward. But this is what I say to that. If you're depending on the energy and the reactions and the whatever of an audience, you are being a follower. You're not
mhm.
being a leader.
Yes.
It comes from you. You create the energy. You create the excitement. And, you know, actors often come to a point where they say, I don't even read the reviews anymore because I don't want to
Mhm.
be affected.
Yeah.
Kind of don't read the reviews. I mean,
Mhm.
it's difficult because we're in the business of tracking how we're doing. But
Yeah.
while you're broadcasting, while you're doing it, just think about your connection, you
Mhm.
know, who you're talking to, what it's about, and not reacting and being a leader and not a follower. That's that's the first key of any actor. You know, that's that energy and it's you. It comes from you. And video
Precisely.
also sucks a little energy out of you. Video sucks
Mhm,
energy, so you want to eat not like, yeah, but just a little bit more
mhm.
than you think
Yeah.
would be normal. A little bit more.
I mean, we're setting up for anybody who doesn't know this, we're setting up ready for our summit in September. And I had the conversation about this just with my daughter the other day because she was having to record a speaking competition. and it was a video submission because obviously we're all doing social distancing. And I was teaching her how to record to video because it was her very, very first time. And we got talking about the summit that I've got coming up. And I said, I have to do it so many months in advance for all the recordings, because otherwise it is exhausting. You will come off a call, or if you have 2 or 3 back to back, and you kind of go, oh, because you are very aware that, unlike when you're doing audio phone calls where you can potter around and do things, when you're on camera, it's your position, it's your eye contact, it's to do with your gestures. There's so much effort that you're putting in that it can be that little bit, bit draining. But these tips, Cheryl, they're amazing for everybody that is following along, I'm sure. We've got a comment here from Chris saying, it's a good job you can't hear my accent. Chris, your accent would have been the perfect example of a really strong Northern accent. I will have to get a sound recording and send it to Cheryl so she can hear the difference.
Would it be like, morning, governor? Is that?
That's more kind of London East End. Howay, what you doing? That's more northern.
What is it? Do it again.
Howay, what you doing?
What is Howay?
It means come here.
Oh,
it's a very it's one of those northern terms, and it's very compressed as a language and as a dialect. So it does sound very different. But Cheryl, all these tips are in some of them are in your gift, aren't they? Do you want to tell everyone about your little gift?
This is my gift. This is it's a PDF called Shoot for Your Star, 10 Things to Know Before You Video. And it also comes with videos, a little video course that goes through each tip a little more, because there are things that will help you before you even begin. So you don't get into a recording and get stuck somewhere. Simple nuts and bolts stuff to help just set you up for success. Because there are things to know about doing video, from how to be, to where to look, to how to set your lights, to what to be aware of, because there have been times where, let's say I'm recording and I didn't pay attention to if I'm doing it on my phone, I like to record on my iPhone. I just do it on my phone. And I haven't paid attention to the battery going down, and it will, in the middle of your beautiful take, whether live or not, the little sign will come up that says low battery, and it kind of stops your video, because then you can't see. And I think it actually stops it. So things to be aware of. That's a simple one. But there's also about how to be on video, what to set up, how to prepare your background. I think that's a very important. We both have these pretty paintings behind us right now, but how to set up your background, whether it's on video or even on a Zoom call. I think that every time if you're a coach or an entrepreneur, every time you're on camera in any way is a time for you to make a little promotion for yourself. Let people know who you are. Make your background reflect what you want it to reflect about you. Sometimes maybe a really disorganized room might work for you. Usually, probably not. But really be aware of what's around you and how you're appearing, and are you putting out what you would like people to see and know and hear about you. So please get my gift. I would love you to.
And you can get it, just to interrupt Cheryl, using the link that is scrolling across the bottom of the screen right now, which is scaleupandgrowgiveaway.com/Cheryl. And all of the traffic, anybody who heads over using that link, will all get attributed to Cheryl, which will be nice, because we've got a competition. You guys don't know this if you're kind of just signing in and opting into the giveaway. But to help my friends stay motivated, I've got a few prizes for them. So we're having a competition in the background. So do feel free to sign up using Cheryl's link. So scaleupandgrowgiveaway.com/Cheryl. And Cheryl, that gift sounds amazing. And I'm sure it's one that everyone is going to love. Just as a side note, for anybody who's thinking, oh, accents, I've just popped a little comment over. It's slowly pilfering its way through everywhere that we're streaming. Feel free to head over to the Facebook group, Build Your Audience Tribe. And if you come and join us in there, then you can pop a little video into the group with your accent. I challenge you, in fact, to download Cheryl's free
We
gift.
just created you just created
We
a
just
challenge.
created it. It's great.
I'm gonna do
Download
some.
Cheryl's free gift. I'm going to pop this in the email that's going out today about Cheryl as well. I've just decided. So
Wonderful.
pop, download her PDF, grab those tips, and then pop a video into the group. Just a little video. You can pre-record it. You don't even need to go live unless you want to, but I suggest you pre-record it because it helps make you feel a bit better. Pop it into the Facebook group and show us your accents.
I'm gonna
Chris
do a
has
New
just
York
popped in.
one. I'm gonna do New York
Go on.
and really participate in the whole thing. Hey, Lindsay, I want to ask you, on Zoom, they have this feature like touch up your appearance and it makes everything all creamy. Do they have that on this?
I've never tried it. I am sure
I don't
that
see the controls.
I am sure that
Oh,
Lee or Alex would probably know the answer, and I can get them to post it in. But I don't know. I've never tried it. I normally just do the lights and set the lights and sit far enough away. And, for everyone there, where Cheryl was just saying about your background, I always believe in making it really personal. So most of you guys know that I have a thing about color. Cheryl clearly does as well.
Yes.
Hence why I always have colored bricks. And hence why normally you can see my smart garden over here. I'm just going to point that way.
I love your garden. You've got the best garden, that tiered thing that the plants
Yes.
so cool.
I feel like I always need to point out that it's a garden because I had somebody who is definitely not a part of my audience normally message me and ask me what on earth I was growing and making some innuendos. And I was just saying, no, it's salad, it's chocolate.
Well, it's legal anyway. At least it is here.
It isn't in the States, definitely. It's not here.
Mandatory here in LA.
Yes, I've heard that actually. But this
you grow lettuce? You grow your salad? You grow a salad?
I literally everything in my smart garden is edible. And I harvest it and I take it around the neighbors. And I love having that on board because we talk about growth a lot in my business and I like to have that visual reminder. So setting your background is fantastic. I mean, Cheryl, thank you so much for joining us today and talking about, why you are the creative muse and sharing some video tips with us. I really appreciate it. I know the audience clearly really appreciates it as well.
So much for having me. I love being here and chatting with you. And we are kindred spirits. We love color and art and gardens and beauty as well as tech. So it's pretty cool.
Absolutely. So for anyone who did miss it earlier, in case you've just flicked on, I know we've got a couple of users, just flick on. If you check out scaleupandgrowgiveaway.com/Cheryl, you can opt in for the giveaway and you can download Cheryl's free gift. There it is, flashing across the screen. So thanks everybody for watching now.
I wanted to do this. I forgot my
bonus.
I forgot my
Cheryl. I forgot to ask before we say goodbye to everybody. I forgot to ask, are we having a free prize from you? Do you want to tell anybody?
We are having a free prize. It is Time with the Muse, creative time with the Muse. It's I forget how many hours, 3 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour. I forget. It's some hours with me to create whatever somebody needs. And if you don't know what to create, what the biggest next step for you, we will figure that out. Whether it's a video or work on a freebie, or you need help connecting your email thing, you're like, I don't know how to do this, or you just need some mindset work or creative thinking up, whatever it is. Time with the Muse, because I'd love to meet you, work with you, and help you get your biz going and step up and out and sparkle, full sparkle like this. We use the Muse magic.
Oh. I love that. I need a prop. I feel like I need a prop. I'm sure we can sort one. But for anybody who doesn't know, just because I forgot to mention prizes, in the giveaway, when you opt in to download Cheryl's freebie, you are automatically entered. There are 2 buttons under Cheryl's name there. No matter which one you click, it takes you through to her freebie. And once you are opted in, you get entered into the prize draw, which we will be announcing just after the giveaway is finished. And then we'll see who wins. And it's Guys, honestly, you can't even buy some of the things that are in there, not just for Cheryl, but for some of the other contributors as well. So we have 26 of us, because this was my way of helping everyone during this time, was pulling together lots of people who could help people, because I got inundated. My inbox just blew up when lockdown started from all my business contacts, and I couldn't help everybody. It was just, there was so many. I got quite a few hundred different emails. It's like, right, okay, what can we do to help give everybody that information? So Scale Up and Grow giveaway is the result of that. And because I have some very gorgeous biz pals, Cheryl obviously being one of them, everybody has contributed, or most people have. I think, you know, it's about 98% of people have contributed a raffle prize. So you can be entered to win it. You literally, some of them you can't even buy. I've had some very frustrated emails of a certain gentleman who knows I send him lots of love, to say that he really wants to buy one of those prizes.
Oh, wow.
And desperate to do it. So make sure that you are downloading things to enter into the draw. Cheryl, once more, thank you.
And I just want to say that I know, I'd say 95% of the wonderful entrepreneurs who are in this, and they are such amazing, good people, fabulous people who know their stuff and love to help and teach and inspire and motivate, just like you and I do.
Yeah.
So it's really a wonderful giveaway. It's a wonderful thing to be in. And people can just, they don't have to do it all at once, right? Once they opt in, the doors, it's like you're in the store and you can come back as many times as you want and look through and get things. And it's like a big, gorgeous business mall.
Precisely. And that's the thing, is you can come back as many times as you want, get extra freebies, take a look, see different people, especially as we're showcasing different people here during the interviews. I do believe my next one is with a lady who you are going to love. We're talking mindset. Just a sneak preview there. And on that note,
can we say who it is?
Oh.
No, we forget. No, don't say. Okay.
No, we don't forget. I know who it is, but I'm going to tease everybody for the next couple of days.
It's probably fabulous, and I think I know who it is, but I won't say.
Yeah. I'm teasing everybody, and we're going to end this live stream here, Cheryl, because I know what I'm like for secrets, and I'm really bad at not telling everybody. So, and we're going to end here, guys.
When is it?
The next one is going to be start of next week. I'm going to put a promo out for everybody. So Cheryl is our first this week. We may have an extra bonus, but do check out the group, because you're going to find everything in there. So
fabulous.
That's it for now, folks. And pop your comments into the chat. Even if you're catching a replay, just put #replay and let us know. And make sure that you get Cheryl's, look at that, get Cheryl's creative muse and get some video tips. Speak to you soon, guys. Bye-bye.
See you. Bye-bye. Thank you so much, Lindsay. Bye, everybody.